Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. Um, I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, to be honest. We have yet to receive a briefing on what's going to be going on with the Shipwreck event tomorrow. So hopefully they get that figured out relatively soon, um, or else we may do a 2-hour show on everything that's currently wrong with Battle Pirates. And I don't know. I'm not sure if
Is
they're
that
looking.
is that possible to do in only 2 hours?
Well, yeah, it depends on how much detail we get into it, but yeah, I mean, it's possible. So hopefully, within the next couple minutes, we'll get an announcement, and we'll try to go live from the forum on the update. So sorry about that, everybody, but let me introduce everybody from left to right. Magic Mike
Howdy doody, everybody.
and Lady Cat
Hello.
and Jeff
Hello.
and Aussie.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I think Aussie's just waking up.
Yeah,
It is 7 o'clock
been up a
there.
while. Half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up half an hour.
Okay, alrighty. I mean, what do you drink in the morning? Tea or coffee or something? I not even thought of.
Nothing at the moment. I haven't got
Okay.
anything at the moment. Maybe I should.
Okay, alrighty. You can always start
I'm
with
just
the
annoyed
rum.
with the game. I'm
Okay.
just annoyed with the game at the moment. So
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be fairly consistent at this point. So, well, I'm sure we'll get to that, but I'm gonna. Why don't we start with the slides and let's get going. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where a howler with a high level of speed boost was able to push through the Gorgon's aura. Anybody run into that? I ran the numbers earlier because it seems like it would, even with like amazing, huge speed, it seems like the combat speed should come down to about 4. But maybe some of those aura debuffing specials would let it push through at a higher speed. I didn't account for those when I tried to calculate that. So, anybody run into that at all, or
no.
No.
Not me.
okay, all right? And I don't do enough megas, and to even understand, I sort of understand what it means. Nobody's really a mega fan out there, I assume.
Nope.
No.
I'm still trucking along with it, building it up slow as molasses.
Okay.
I used to just sort of do it slowly, but I don't really care. I reached the point where I'd have to start getting like
Advanced parts and stuff
resources
like that.
and stuff that would make people want to hit me. And right now, I could care less if they hit me.
Yeah.
It's there for
Yeah,
researching concrete tokens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It doesn't really have any fun factor to it anymore.
Right. Now, some people love it, and that's okay. They can love it. I like shipwrecks, and other people don't. We all like different things, so I'm glad that we all have something we like.
I'm doing it for the same reason people climb Everest, because it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, not to die, and lay there frozen for years.
Well, that's what
Which is sort of what's happened with megas. It's been dead and frozen for years. So yeah, I see the similarities with Everest, but yeah. So let's move on to the.
it's equally pointless.
Yes. All right. I put this in bug fixes because certain people weren't getting all of these. They gifted us yesterday. I assume it still works. 3 Corsair hulls. Yeah, now I have 6 for I don't know why. And 5 Corsair build tokens and 5 Interceptor repair tokens. They're 1 hour each. If your dock is full, you will not be able to. You won't receive this. I took mine down to like 126. I ended up emptied out 4 slots, and I refreshed and it popped up right away. So if anybody's having issues with that, just go ahead and scrap some ships or move some ships to storage, and you should get that right away, I hope.
For some reason, 4 is the magic number. You have to get to 4 below the maximum for whatever reason. I think it reserves. Sorry.
And also, don't forget that if you are building some, or there's some building, you've got to account for those as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like 126 on your display, as far as the number in your dock, seems to be the magic number for a lot of these things. So,
do you know what I think it is? Upgrades, even though they're not a new ship, are changing the ship ID by some weird bug. And so I think it's reserving space for the new upgraded hull.
Yeah, very well could be.
Because you think about how it's programmed, they're making space for the slot that it's filling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's acting like a ship build.
And I thought there was some... Did we go over... I remember at one point we were able to... There was something that happened. Was it the original Bat Rays giveaway? There was one where I thought it would like send you over your limit.
But wasn't that for the flag though?
Yeah.
Because of the flag?
I vaguely remember that. It was something to do with the flag.
Okay.
You couldn't I don't know. I don't remember the details. You had to do something.
Well, that's a different issue with the flag. Having
right.
flags, but no, I remember at one point we got pushed over the 130 limit by something that happened, but I can't recall the details.
The reason you know it's a new ship ID is because one target wouldn't let the upgraded fleet go in for a little while till they fixed it, because it said no, that's an invalid ship for that target. So
yeah, well, we had the same thing with the retrofits. Retrofitted hulls.
Yeah.
R1, R1 to R15. Yeah, those are each individual
ship IDs.
Yeah. So let's go to the next one.
It's too complicated.
All right, we have our updated calendar, which is we're running out of info on quickly. We have shipwrecks this week, pillage next week, then the raid the following week. One thing I did learn in Discord, I think it was Half Centaur mentioned that in the July pillage we will be getting interceptor kits to upgrade, tier 8 interceptor kits to upgrade your interceptors. It's sort of controversial. A lot of people don't like the upgrade of interceptors.
Not when it's billed as a quick build so you can get into the game, and then all of a sudden, no, only the people who have time to do these big upgrades are ready to fight.
Or coin.
Yeah.
Or coin.
Yeah. So
they actually, not too surprisingly, violated the rule that it was a quick way to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
What they mean is a quick way to start coining.
Yeah, and as we'll get to it, well, let's see one more click on this one. They're adjusting. I'm going to bring this up in the calendar because we got next week, and then we got the raid. We got the rest of this week with shipwrecks, and then pillage the following week, and then we have the raid. And for a while, they've been telling me they're going to adjust the balance of the hydrofoil armor. And today they told Cuttlefish in chat that they are going to. They still don't have any details for us,
Nice.
which is it's not really so much. Just putting the armor on. It's all the rest of it because, like the D6X is 125. I think I talked about this last week, but D6X is 125 as far as weight, and this is 1250 for the hydrofoil armor. If they keep the same weight, it impacts the entire build, whether you use these armors or not, and how much more how much more advantageous they are for the player to have them on their ships. It really changes the rest of your ship build. And I don't, maybe they understand that, maybe they don't, but the longer they delay this, the more people are going to be probably unhappy, because this is the last raid in this cycle where the Silverfish is going to be the #1 haul. So I don't know. You could go conspiracy theory on this, but I think they know exactly what they're going to do, because they've been taking weeks to tell us. Because they could do something minimal, or they could, lower the weight, get rid of the repair time of 22.5 minutes per plate. They could increase, the survival. We don't know what they're going to do. And it puts a lot of people like myself in a holding pattern, as far as I don't want to put, the D6X or the D7CT or other armors on there. And I don't want to put specials on there that, if I want this armor, even though the armors post PvE refactor have not been that useful, just across the board. So eventually, if I don't hear anything soon, I'll just assume to ride with my lower weight armors and just say screw it, with the hydrofoil, because they've just been, feels like they've been dicking around too long with it.
And I have the opposite problem, because I have the D7s and the D6Xs, and which right now has higher survival, but they mess around with it, and all of a sudden the hydroplate's better. Well, I'm kind of screwed.
Well, you're not really. I mean, you're screwed from. It's not going to take that long, because you can refit them. Change all 4 plates in like a day, right? If you
I forgot the hydrofoil takes a lot less time to put on than the D6X.
Yeah, the D6X. The D7CT is the same, but the D6X is over a day. But they've gotten rid of the refit penalty. So, yeah, you've spent the day and 4 hours, or whatever level your labs are at or whatnot, but you spent that time putting it on. But at least at this point in time, it doesn't take any time to take them off. You're not paying that penalty anymore. But the issue I see for you is you've probably built your fleet pretty close to weight capacity. And if you have that mixture of like 125 and 425, and now you need to put an armor that's 1250 on there, you might be screwed in other areas, just, besides having to refit your armor.
Right. Which means last minute refits, which is potentially coin, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
Just take what I get.
We can't save our tokens for the refits for this, because we got to save them for the next ship.
Yeah, got to save it for the next siege ship.
Yeah.
Should we name it? I mean, they're still. They didn't go with my Fire Brat, which I thought was a great name for the suppressor. But
let's get off insects and pick something like koalas or something.
Yes. I don't know if we're gonna get a koala
or how about
carrier or something,
or famous Australian snakes.
Yes. Well,
anything down under.
Yeah, well, now most of the GDs are down there now, so yeah. But I think product does probably a lot of the naming, but I think they work together. But product's mostly in Canada, or pretty much all in Canada, and then the game designers are down in Australia. So yeah, you need to find something in between.
After hockey teams,
Australia doesn't have a lot of hockey teams, do they, Aussie?
No.
Okay.
I guess the rugby.
Well, I don't think Canada has a lot of rugby teams. I don't know if they have a lot of sports in common.
Well, we'll have to figure out who's in charge.
Yeah, I think the only thing they got in common is the Queen used to be in charge, and one of them or both of them at some point in time. So
at some point, they're going to have to just put 2 at the end of old ship names. They're running out of things by now, I think.
Yeah, or an X. An X was a big one too.
And Proto.
Yeah, Proto on the
Putting
front, X on the back. Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, Proto Apollo is like the most confusing of all because it had nothing to do with an Apollo.
Okay. Well, okay. I think TJ missed one of the shows. Yeah, like a koala is so scary, but you can get chlamydia from merely touching them. So just keep that in mind, how scary they might be. Because, it sounds like one of those aura type things that we've seen in earlier, So, all right, let's go to the next slide. All right, here's the Thunderclap. Speaking of getting chlamydia from a koala, now you can get the Thunderclap from somebody's face.
Someone get from a moose.
Yes.
Canadian moose.
Yes. So, all right, the Thunderclap is going to be fit just on heavy turrets. Hopefully, we get. Hopefully get some more information during the show. It only has a range of 100. And the interesting part I find in this whole thing is the special abilities. And reading through them, I haven't gotten confirmation on the way this works. But the way I read this is that you fire, 8 salvos across, 8 salvos every 6.7 point some seconds. I forget, I didn't do the exact cycle time, but closer to 8 seconds, but because you got to add in 0.2 per each salvo above 1. So, but whatever. So these pellets, or these projectiles come and hit the water. They're aiming at your ship at a projectile speed of 350, and they create a fire field that has, each one has a range of 20. And while a ship is inside of that fire field, or one of these fire fields, it gets a combat speed debuff of 75%, but only when they're within one of those fields. But every time a ship goes through one of those fields or is hit by one of those fields, I'm sorry, and the fields only last for a second, they incur a stack that lasts for 20 seconds. And each time they accrue a stack, one of these 20-second stacks, they lose 2,000 explosive deflection from that hull. Up until the point where they've hit 32 of these, where they've lost 64,000 deflection. So making them easier to, much easier to damage if you get to that point in time. So, any thoughts on this, anybody?
So is the weapon?
No arc on these ones.
The weapon has to hit to do the combat speed thing, or is it an aura?
I think it's a fire field.
So wherever it splashes on the water, it's going to create, just like the glacial.
No, it's not okay. You see the splash, and that's one thing. But if you go to the special abilities on the right, you see a range. See the range of 20?
Yeah.
I think that's the size. My guess is that's the size of the fire field.
So like the glacial lays those blue icy things on the water, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's my guess. I haven't got any confirmation. Let me see, double check, make sure I haven't got any answers. Nope, I haven't got any answers. I did ask one of the PvP guys over there on Discord, but I've yet to get a response on that. That's the way I think it works.
It makes sense.
It could be a fairly powerful tower if properly positioned. The big downfall is it only has a range of 100. So it's sort of created as a short-range stopper because it could get killed from distance. Everybody.
We've needed one of those for a while, though, a short-range stopper.
Yeah. So
and having no arc is good as well. There's no arc, so.
Yeah, directional. Yeah,
directional arc.
I was thinking like Never mind.
Yeah, I know what you
The
mean.
projectile
Yeah.
speed actually has two components. They just show us one. They show us the speed, but there's also an arc.
Oh, angle is what I should have said, not arc.
Well, they could now arc that works as well. That's perfectly. I think what you said is perfectly fine. It's just sort of, in my mind, I thought something different.
Yeah, but we use arc more for mortars and missiles that go up and then down. That's what we usually use that for.
We don't put animals on it?
No koalas on there either.
Yeah. Well, there had to be
killed them all off.
But yeah. So
that range kind of makes it kind of like the old rocket turrets of old, where it's trying to keep you from people from just rushing your base, I guess, because it's not really good range for doing anything else.
Well, you'd want to put those closer to your ops, wouldn't you? They're your backline. That's where I'd be putting them.
Or something else that's, yeah. I mean, yeah, it seems like you would need to semi-bunch them. You would definitely need to put it past your bubble pad.
Oh, yeah.
But you need to put, do you need to put that many stacks? It's going to last for 20 seconds. I don't know. What's the thunder? What's the mortar? The mortar, the heavy mortar?
Down burst, something.
No, that's not a mortar.
No, what is it? I don't know.
The mortar's old.
I think it starts with thunder too, doesn't it? I don't know. I haven't put it on there. I haven't put it on there. But yeah, I think it works in multiple places. And I'm curious how it would. I think it might combine well with the Gorgon. If it might be easier to kill those trap ships and maybe get a few more thrown in there. Because if you got that negative 75% combat speed, that's also going to impact the rest of the ships. And potentially you might be able to kill a ship before it, kill the first ship before maybe a second one makes it through the field from the Gorgon. And so maybe there might be potential to get two trapped in there. I don't know if you had enough of these rockets firing out there, but I'm not really sure. We haven't seen anything. We haven't even seen a briefing on this. So yeah. So, any other thoughts on the Thunderclap?
No.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Well, let's go to the next one, which I think is our last slide. We still haven't got an announcement of anything going on with the shipwrecks, but yes, we've got another interceptor. The Bloodwing. It's a Reaver one. It's fast. It's got a firing angle of 160, which I'm assuming comes out of the front. Makes sense, right? It's odd that it has, as far as the built-in, it's sort of odd that it's got an accuracy and splash number. And yeah, we don't really know. I'm assuming it's going to be a thrower. I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I really wish they would include the projectile speed in built-in weapons, so you get a better idea of what you're getting there. They've been removed from maybe of all time, but they don't. If you have a built-in weapon, the projectile speed is not provided. Then we get the Vicious Gatling, the Prime Cannon, and the two specials, the Grimplate 1, which is basically a special that is also armor, because it adds 5 million armor, and then these deflections for ballistic and concussive, which is, a little odd, because we also don't, like, if you look at the built-in weapons, if you look at the built-in weapons, there's no damage provided. A damage type provided. This is 1.85 million, but am I missing the damage type? Am I assume that a Bloodwing battery is radioactive, or I don't know. What do you guys think it is? it's still, I'm a little, I don't think we get enough information from the blueprints, I guess is my point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The defense, I mean, you got two guns, one's concussive and one's ballistic, and therefore your defense is going to give you concussive and ballistic. So,
Well, we don't know what other damage it does.
right.
What the built-in one is doing,
But I'm assuming
doing a lot of damage.
I'm assuming it would do one of those,
Mm-hmm.
just because of the defense deflections that they've added.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, but I always, I always remember the Reavers for the throwers.
Are there more than? There's built-in weapons on the other interceptors. Should they?
No, they don't provide. Well, I know they don't provide projectile speeds, but I think they have names that sort of provide that for give you information. I don't know what a Bloodwing battery might be, but Jeff, are you still in the game? Could you tell me if one's a mortar, like the Strider is definitely a mortar, but is this an exception that it's not providing the damage type of the built-in weapon? Jeff, you still there?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if you were.
Yeah, I was muted.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I don't know that they're firing blood, Big Texas Roller, but could be. Yes, Bloodwing and blood and plasma. Yeah, that would make sense.
So, which weapon are you interested in knowing about?
The built-in weapons on some of the older.
Interceptors.
Yeah, like the Corsair and the Frigate. Does the built-in weapon show a damage type?
No, it just shows the damage number, but not the type.
Yeah, and it doesn't show projectile speed either.
No.
And so now we're getting a special that provides specific damage type deflections. Well, historically, we've got a blanket 50K of deflection from all damage types. So, like I said, it just feels like we're missing part of the story here.
One of the interceptors, though, one of the specials was a deflection one, wasn't it?
I think one of the first ones for like the Corsair.
Right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we don't know the main weapon on these ships is the built-in weapon. The weapon that we equip is sort of a supplemental one. But we don't know the damage type that it's doing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you can guess either way. It could either be ballistic or with the Corsair, it was obvious because they were both ballistic. The Aft cannon and the Overwatch cannon are both ballistic, but it's becoming less obvious with time. I'm checking.
Yeah, and the Strider was obviously a mortar.
Yeah, so it's probably explosive.
Yeah.
And Strike Frigate, it has a choice of.
So it's just, I would just love in the special abilities two things: damage type and projectile speed, which we see with all the other weapons, but it's not shown with these built-in weapons. That would help players better.
The Frigate is the one that has like both a concussive and a penetrative weapon, but doesn't explain which the built-in weapon is doing. So that's when it became less obvious at that point.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, because it's Reaver, it wouldn't surprise the hell out of me if that's not a thrower.
Oh, wait. The Frigate was more obvious because it says built-in Eagle Eye missiles. So you can probably guess that that's...
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first ambiguous one.
Yeah. Well, as far as the weapon type, and then we assume the damage type from that. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. But they play games with that, but it's probably predictable. But this one isn't predictable. Yeah.
And like I said, with a a splash of 30. It's probably not going to be ballistic. Might be depth. I'm still thinking thrower, but I don't know.
We'll
It
find
just
out
feels
tomorrow.
reavers and throwers. Yeah, we'll find, or maybe we'll find out in a couple minutes if they ever make the announcement on the briefing. But yeah, we'll figure it out at some point soon. But it's just something that should be included in there. Is just all I'm saying. So
Interesting. It's called a Bloodwing battery. So, so battery implies defense, not offense, right?
well, no, but you also have a battery of weapons, so it'd be something firing multiple times.
So rocket, like Cuddle said.
Yeah, rocket. Yeah, rocket battery is it's confusing.
It's got splash, so it's probably a rocket. It's not a mortar for sure. So it's going to probably be a rocket battery.
Yeah, and spread would be good too, because it's got a salvo of 4 and it shows a splash, but not. They just need to provide the same level of information that they provide with the equipable weapons with the built-in stuff. So, yeah, they're still working on the briefing. I'm not sure what they're doing with the briefing. I don't know. They tried to convince me last night that they've always posted the briefing 24 hours prior to the event because I expected this briefing to be posted yesterday. But historically, I think they did that one time, and now they pretend that's the rule. Because historically, there used to be the Forsaken Council show on Tuesday. The Crib show was on Wednesday. And we had the raid start on Thursday, and the TFC would always get first shot at the new information on the Tuesday show, which is obviously not 24 hours prior. There would be some times where they delayed the briefing, but it didn't appear to be an intentional delay. So them trying to convince me that it's always that way, we've always done it 24 hours. I know that's not true. They've done it one time with the first one of these shipwreck briefings, but historically that's not been the case. They've also told us in regards to the shipwreck that they're making a lot of changes. So I was interested to see what those were, but unless they do it fairly soon, we might have to wait till Friday to actually talk about this, and we can have the dream show of talking for 2 hours on everything that's wrong with the game. So I don't know. Does anybody else have any? Because I think this is the last slide, right? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I added this one in just as filler. There's an offer out right now, and the reason I put this out here is not because there's an offer you should go buy. It was more, what does Kixeye think that what if they think at least a Midland build is, or the build that they want to sell us? And as you see, the weapons are, you got 1 Gale 4, 1 Missile Defense System 3, the rest are Pilliums, or I assume that's pronounced right. And then you have the, I think that's a D6M and a D, and then there's a combo one that requires repairs, the one you put on your dragons. I forget the name of it. You got the Galea system. I think that's an explosive penetrative resistor with the red, I think. Siege targeting 4, cluster warheads 3, explosive battery, and agility 4. So what do you guys think about it? There's a couple things I notice. The first thing is there's no sprints. A lot of people have been using sprints in their builds. there's no special to add splash. There's a reload special, but not a splash special. Why would you put agility 4 in over guidance scrambler 3? I haven't seen anything in these targets that imply that you're going to get slowed down or stunned. So guidance scrambler 3 seems to be a better solution, and they're just being cheap giving you the resistor is the way I see it over a sync drive as far as what's available at this point.
Well, they won't let us have any more sync drives, which is a problem because I would use a sync drive if I could, but I built Saturns and Lemmings, and they're both using the penetrative sync drive.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to take them off of my Saturn to put them on my Prax. Or off of my Nemmies.
Yeah, or you could wait. Yeah, I mean that's the tough part about what they're doing here is they're not. There's obviously holes in our technology. If they're Cluster Warhead 3 came out like 4 years ago, 3 years ago,
Long time ago.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of old tech that's not. Like the agility system doesn't really escalate. They don't want to give you more than 50% evade. So that one's not really going to escalate. But, and the reload, I guess, I don't know. Certain specials are more likely to, the defensive specials, I don't know I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts as far as what they're doing here? And I was sort of getting into like, what specials are going to escalate with tier level and which ones aren't. The Galea system is going to escalate and the batteries are going to escalate, but the rest of them, I'm not sure that you're going to see a lot of escalation, but they're older ones. I don't know. Any thoughts from anybody?
It's the typical 2/3 of a good build. So they don't want you to have the best, so they give you 2/3 of it, so they still have to refit if you want the best.
I was going to ask, because that's the kind of build like, I could put together. It's like, it's not the best. It's the vanilla flavor.
Yeah, on purpose, because they want you to still have to tweak it a bit.
Yeah, and the lack of a sprint, because the sprint is a really confusing one in here. I think we talked about that last week, as far as it's an inferior missile countermeasure, but it's got a longer range than the missile defense system, so it's going to fire first and sort of fuck that one up. So they don't show, they're not using them. So I'm not sure what to read out of that.
Yeah, because as we saw before, I don't think they're firing very much or hitting very much.
Mm-hmm.
The MDS-3s, they're not doing too much.
Yeah, they've been screwed up for a while, though, I think.
Yeah, they'd appear, it could be visual, but they don't seem to be hitting anything.
Bama said that there's no, what was it?
No
armor
special. Yeah, and that's the that's what I'm sort of wondering if the Galea is. Even though it stacks with the lower level armor specials, it's more powerful of an armor special than we've ever seen. So I'm not sure if that's not what that is. But it stacks with the other ones. So yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Still no announcement. So I don't know. Should I open up the what?
If they can't get the information to us in a timely manner for this next event, why would we expect them to get information about the Praetorians that have been around for a couple of months? Are we
Yeah,
too much
or the or the other issue with the associated with interceptors hitting people's base guards, which they said that they were going to implement a month ago. Well, they said they were going to 6 weeks ago. They said they were going to implement it a month ago, and I still can't get an answer out of them if that they haven't fixed it. But if that's what the intention is, if where you can continually having the interceptors going to be able to come in and just take out everybody's base guards, it'd be fine if that's the way they did it. They're just not telling us,
Right.
which I
Right.
don't like.
It's the communication's always been a problem.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say in the last couple of months it's been worse than it's ever been.
Yeah. So, yeah, I need to go get another beer. I'm going to go ahead and put the link out there in case anybody would like to join. Because otherwise, I think I'm going to... actually, I'm not going to do the 2 hours of everything that's wrong with kicks. Because, as Jeff mentioned, it might take 3 or 4. But but in case anybody wants to come in and talk about what we've talked about so far, and hopefully that we'll get a little information in the next few minutes as far as what's going on and what's going to be different associated with this shipwrecks. Yeah.
Chuck tried to help us. He said he told them that Hefe's out of slides, so send us the briefing, and he said, don't rush it. They're trying to do it right, which is good. They want it to be right, but we need it to be right and timely.
Yeah, I don't know.
But thank you, Chuck.
Okay. Hey, Ben, how are you doing?
Hello. Good.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, pretty good. Did they get the 125s out there for you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in one now.
It sounds that way.
Yeah. But yeah,
I see you.
I'm subbing it. Doing a test.
Ah.
I know what I take with the fleet in. I'm testing it with the fleet out.
He loves subbing.
I hate subs.
You just love doing it, even though you hate it.
What subs are you using?
Saves damage.
I'm using the fangs.
Okay. Is there anything in the target at all that can see things?
Oh yeah, they see you, but they don't hit you.
They don't hit you.
Okay. So it's no damage.
Yeah, no damage to the subs.
I bet they fix that by the time you put them out for real.
Actually, when subs first come out, I told my wife the only subs I like are from Subway, not in game.
I used to really like to play with subs.
I've always hated them.
I did too. I had to go buy a new keyboard and mouse because of those doggone, what were those other subs? What a great memory. Remember they were so sensitive to start and stop points, and it's the subs we had before these.
Hellrace?
Yeah, Hellrace.
Yeah,
Those things were so finicky to drive.
Yeah,
I actually had to go to a
you either
wired.
took no damage or you were half eliminated by
Yeah,
by
I
3
actually,
pixels.
I actually had to buy a wired keyboard and a wired mouse to save that little bit of lag, click lag, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
Remember that 3 pixel difference? That
I hate it.
yeah. If you had bad eyes like me, or like, oh man, this just sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys talk about it? The armor that they're showing on those Kickside Pratt builds?
just saying that it's there.
Okay, I walked away for a minute. I don't know if you talked about it because I wasn't thinking those.
Well, that's because that's old armor.
Yeah, they want you to refit all these things.
Explosive armors, but I don't know for sure. I was trying to find my. I saved something. I saved one of the data sheets after a hit from data taken, and now I can't find it, so I can't be half intelligent about what I was going to say, so I won't say it.
It's funny they want you to run the D6M on the Pratt, but It's a limited armor, and it has not been out for a long time.
Well, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep collecting them when I have the points, but I don't know. That's for pen.
Yeah.
And wait a minute. I wish I could find that chart with the damage taken.
The majority of the damage I take in these 125s has been pen.
Has been pen. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always to one ship,
Yeah.
the last one. Whether you got 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the fleet, it'll be the last boat.
Well, the only thing good about that is you could switch them around and do a bunch of hits, I guess, if you're like ending your evening doing that. But
yeah,
is that some priority targeting they have or something that we don't know about?
What they call it.
I mean, I've tried running evade on the last ship and didn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they put that 4 on there.
Yeah.
At least for me, it didn't help.
I put more defense on instead of that.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's not called defense anymore.
Survivability.
Because that rolls off the tongue so much better.
Yeah. Every time I see the word survivability on these things, damn song Eye of the Tiger comes to mind.
Aya the Praetorian.
Yeah.
I have MX3 on mine instead. I don't know.
Is that what you went with?
Yeah, I just wanted more survival.
Yeah, I did a comparison, and I did find those. And I compared Explosive 4, the Com 4, and the MX3. And why? If you ask why, I won't be able to tell you. But I was looking for...
Well, the COM4, yeah, because I think you said you're not taking much explosive damage.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the COM4 doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so we'll rule that one out.
Well, because it's corrosive and missile, right?
Yeah.
There's no corrosive except for when they originally dropped the target and it was fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I was really surprised.
That's probably what you remembered because we were switching to that.
Yeah. I was really surprised that people are using the MX3 because it's such an old special, right? But I guess it doesn't matter that it's old.
No, well,
it does matter that it's old. But once they went to this new system, with the survival system, the tier of a special like that is much more important than it was historically.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I suggested that you go with a
combustion too.
Yes, something that's, or I'm not even sure that was the right thing because something that's going to provide more offensive firepower than defensive, because I don't know that we have it yet.
You're always being so cautious about that. It's like, it's not there yet, so I'm not putting it on yet.
Well, except for I can go in and I can auto 5 120s at the same time. There's no reason for me to spend time on it, right?
Not if Mike's around.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
I see you guys there. I go away. I just ended up.
So obviously,
I just threw away a coin because I was talking and hitting the instant repair.
So MX4 is obviously coming, but who knows when.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not sure if the Kalia system is. You can stack with that kind of special, but is that coming? Or we?
Yeah, it's sort of like hydroplating, right? We thought that might actually be the final word for the.
Okay. Is anybody killing a child? Okay. Well, I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Just maiming.
Okay. No, go ahead, Jeff. I was just trying to figure out if it was somebody that wasn't talking. Feel free to talk. It's just sort of.
It was being attacked by a koala. Hang on.
Yeah, it sounded like a koala attack to me.
Mhm.
As long as they're not peeing on everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah. But they get the bacteria on their fur. So, that's got to be worried about.
There you go.
The
Just
koala
don't pet-
advisory group. Here we are.
Just don't pet them.
Yes. Don't pet the koala. So, yeah, I don't know. You can go ahead. I'm just, at this point, I'm getting everything I want out of them. I'm getting like, I did on one of them, one or two of them, I put an MX, on the flag, I put an MX or DX for the newest missile one, the limited missile one, just because I assume that we're going to get the same thing where it goes after the first one, and it also has that 38 combat speed or 35 with the other ones. So I'm like, it's going to take more accuracy based damage than the other ones, so I'm going to toss that on, even though it is a relatively long build time. But yeah, I'm sort of stuck on how to move forward, but
I always go with highest survival first and then add offense after. So that's the only reason I did MX3.
The problem is what doesn't normally happen is when we be stuck having to use like 6 days worth of tokens so they can get the tokens out of this FM and not just throw them away and waste them,
Who the hell has that problem?
I'm going to run into that problem
Mhm.
in the next 3-4 days.
Yeah, me too. I've got one. I can't
you know
pick up
what?
the 1 day one.
Now I just remembered, and maybe my mistake could help others. I just remember now, don't start the FM if you can do it quickly, and you're going to run into a problem like I just stated. Because it just now dawned on me that I shouldn't have started this stupid thing. Because that starts the timer.
It only starts the timer on the 1 day token, though.
Only
No,
the 1 day? Okay.
No. It starts it on the 1 day token and the chest. It's just the 1 day token only has like a 3 day,
Yes.
and they have an extra day
They have
involved.
an extra
That's
day.
the short one. But it starts it on the chest as well. At least the tier 4 and tier 5 chest. I'm not sure about I don't think it starts it on the tier 3 chest, but the legendary and the elite chest, it does start a timer on those as well.
So I screwed myself by being too proactive, if you want to use that word, or if I want to use that word, and getting it done too quick. And it just now dawned on me that was the...
Yeah, the upgrades cause that because all of a sudden you can't use them. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'll probably start working on the finishing the Praetorians. Even
Well, I'd like to finish. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'd like to finish the Praetorians, but I sense that we don't really know what the finish is.
That's what you
were just talking about.
Do is use whatever. Otherwise, you can't burn them. You're going to have to burn them on the Praetorians, probably.
Yep.
But that's okay. You can guess.
I think I could throw the combustion too on her. I think I did a. No, I don't think. I know I did a weight check. And
yeah, and
it should work.
And that's the other problem I have is we can't do a weight check at this point because we don't know when the armor is going to come out for this. Because I don't think we have our armors out yet. We still have D6X.
Mm-hmm.
We have D7M, but we would expect to see some sort of combo armor or whatnot.
Is the raid on the 7th?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to get all my upgrades done on time. They're 5 days each.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw we did see this week, to bring that up, I'm not sure. I saw some people on Discord say to take everything to U3 was $29.99. Mine was $19.99. Did anybody get the $9.99 offer?
No.
And I
No,
wouldn't have taken it, damn it, if it showed up.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how they're playing the game at this point. On
There,
that,
there was a discussion about it, and nobody got the $9.99
and
one.
Jeff, I'm not going to do it.
You already had.
oh, you have the tokens.
Not
to
the
do it.
second time. No, I don't have enough. Don't have enough.
Okay, you already have the capabilities to get there, though.
I don't have enough. I might just squeak by, but
Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't done the math. But I did buy that other one because we don't need to go back through all that again, but I did buy that other one.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we don't need to go there.
Has
But
anybody
it's still,
defected this time around?
nope, I haven't done any more.
Well,
Aaron's was 999.
Uh-oh. He's
Aaron,
I
Aaron
feel
was
a weakness coming into the force here.
Aaron was $9.99. So, Aaron, how many did you? What was the condition of your ships? Did you have like 3 of them at U3 or something like that, and 2 of them at U2? That's my guess because it's where's that dividing line between 1999 and 999?
Yeah.
Not that I'm gonna do it. I'm just trying to figure out where they're drawing some of these lines, sort of like where they drew the line on the free upgrade tokens associated with the silverfish just prior to the raid. I filed a ticket on it and I got a response. I had all 5 ships built, and they were all at U1 even, and I didn't get it. And then I see
Keep doing it.
keep doing what?
Keep escalating it because that's the one that I fought him on, and finally got the tokens. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I eventually got them,
Oh, okay.
but they responded that you needed to have 5 fully built ships. Is what I
Yes.
got from the Kickside expert. I'm like, no, that's not true, because I talked to people that never even had built the flag
Exactly.
that got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, the first response was complete bullshit.
Correct.
Yeah,
The exact same thing that I went through. Exactly.
yeah.
But I told him to escalate it. He said, I can send it up, but, good luck. I said, no, send it up. On principle, I want you to send it up. And
Okay.
and he
Now
did.
Chuck is getting, all his ships were U1, and his deal was $9.99.
And I didn't get that, and mine were all U1.
Yeah, I had U1. I had 4 U1 and a U3. And yeah, mine was $19.99.
Yeah, mine was too.
And I had all the kits to do it. So my only guess is potentially you bought the mic deal and you had the tokens to do it.
The mic deal. Oh, man. Oh, we're gonna name it.
That hurts bad.
Oh,
Well, I'm just wondering with Chuck's situation, they might have already had the upgrade tokens to do it, and so then they gave him $9.99 instead of $19.99. Yeah, I don't know. So no, I'm not going
mysteries,
to.
the
My
mysteries of
answer-
kick size math again.
I just I just don't know how they do these things at times.
neither do I, because I had it for $29.99 and all my silvers were U2.
Wow.
Yeah, it's maybe some of those pictures you're posting in Discord. They added an extra $10-$20 onto you.
Just for you.
Yeah, the Ben deal.
Some of it should have been free, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the comic relief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how they make their decisions.
Of course, there'll be a Saturday one that I'll really have the most temptation is on Saturday when I'm not doing very well. It's going to be this $20 fix your fleets, darn it.
Fix everything, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not doing it. I can't yell at him and then not
Yes,
hold
you can.
back myself.
Yes, you
But
can.
have never yelled at him, I probably would weaken.
But you know what?
Now I'd be a hypocrite.
Never had to admit it. Nobody would ever know.
I don't roll like that.
I don't either, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. You know, I had to use that line. I'm just saying.
Aussie would know. He would sense it.
Yeah, you know, he knows when you're watching midget porn as well. There's all sorts of things he picks up
God,
on.
I stopped that years ago.
Yeah, well, that's not what Aussie says.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Austin, we gotta have a. We gotta have a
he
talk.
knows when you are. And he knows when you aren't.
Knows when you've been bad or good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Hey, Austin,
Hello.
what's the difference between a drop bear and a koala?
One's angry.
A draft beer. One
Drop.
comes out of tap.
A drop bear.
Oh,
A drop bear.
Oh, I heard draft beer.
You must be needing one.
I
The
just,
one with the chlamydia.
I just finished one.
I heard draft beer.
See, that's what I heard.
No, I heard drop bear.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just finished
thank
a
you.
dragon.
I've got to go.
It's revealing
I've got the
certain
kids up at school.
things about
Oh.
us.
Take care, Austin. We'll see you
Later,
Catch
Austin.
his
Yeah.
next show.
You be back.
See ya.
Hi.
Just finished the dragon's milk raspberry. It went down too easy.
So did they post anything yet? Do we have any information?
I think we want you to get a
I'll-
beer.
No, I'm talking to anybody.
I'll
Oh.
refresh and see if there's anything new.
I can look.
I don't know.
Oh, the Shipwreck's briefing's out.
Of course, because they wanted to wait till after he was done with the show.
Yep.
And they
Yeah,
knew
but
that was going to be at 8 o'clock.
Is it 8 o'clock? Oh, be back in a minute.
They got fooled.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
wait. Shall we wait till he gets back and then talk about what's in it?
See, yeah,
Or one of us should probably bring it up in screen share so we can talk about it.
I'm on present, so
Okay, go ahead.
I guess that would be me.
That will be you. No, it's got the pretty sail ship, the Interceptor skin.
I want that skin. If there's one skin I want, it's that one.
It is a nice skin.
Yeah, how do you get it? Hopefully you don't get it by being the top of your sector or something like that.
Top ally.
Yeah, I hope it's not like that. I'm looking.
There's greater challenges and there's greater rewards.
Oh, it looks like you can buy the skin.
Yeah, 500,000 points. Holy crap. I don't know what that translates to, but it's a lot higher than all the other prizes. So they're counting on a lot of people wanting that skin.
Yeah. There are alliance targets. Again, 15 minutes long. They're offering 45-minute high interval megarex. Yeah, because I want to sit here for 45 minutes and guard my shipwreck. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Leaderboard improvements. Only the owner of a shipwreck will gain points toward their personal leaderboard score. So personal scores are not inflated by being in an alliance. Okay.
Oh, I'm glad they have both alliance and personal targets again.
Yeah, the replica bases are back for people that need it.
I wonder if they fixed the point thing
Yeah.
between alliance and personal, though. Remember how skewed they were?
They said they did.
I'm not that far yet. I just want to look at that pretty skin. I would pay for that if I could afford to pay for that.
And it only goes on, what, a Corsair?
I thought,
Yeah,
is it Corsair or frigate?
Corsair.
Well, that's why they gave us Corsair, so that we would have an incentive to get the
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Skin.
But I'm the least good at that fleet, so I don't think I'll be driving it much. But
I was pretty good with my Corsairs until the spiders came out. I know Striders, but I call them spiders.
me too.
It's a bit of buggy kind of month. So
We should call them water spiders or something.
yeah,
That skin looks awesome. I want it.
Yeah, we all want it. So this will make some people coin. So good. Thanks for paying for our game.
Only it's only a half a mil.
Whoever designed that needs to start designing all the new holes because like these cookie cutter ones we've been getting are garbage. Like that is a really good artwork. They need to do that for all the new skins.
I'm not liking the Bloodwing so much. What do y'all? It's sort of between the Corsair and Strike. It's almost as durable as the Corsair and does almost as much damage as the Strike, but it has an asymmetrical firing arc, 160 degrees off the starboard side. Piloting this boat is more difficult, but it's more rewarding when done well. It's going to be fun. I'll wait for Happy to come back and talk about.
So everybody attacking it.
I'm reading it, so I'm waiting for it to load. But yeah.
I'm not 100%. I'm just going to skip past it.
I'm most interested, yeah. In
Here's the Thunderclap.
Okay. You know.
180 degree arc.
Okay. That's not in the blueprint, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. There's the stats. I don't know if they've changed. They were pretty much the same.
We were talking about what the best explosive turret is. There isn't a really good one yet. So it's only improving its own ability to destroy the boats. Is there a good explosive turret out there?
That's what I was asking about. What's the mortar that's out there that also does similar things? It's longer range version of this.
A turret? I'm looking.
Thunderlord.
There's a mortar turret. What was it? What did he say?
Is it a heavy turret? Oh yeah, that's its name.
Thunderlord.
Yeah.
It's kind of important. If you hit the high level personal target or the high level alliance target, you can get an interceptor kit drop. So the kits are coming now, not in pillage.
Well, maybe they're coming in both. So yeah.
But unless you're doing the actual shipwrecks, you're not going to get the kits.
Yeah.
Like me, I absolutely despise the shipwreck idea now because
the big thing is the duration is 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a long time, and people are going to wait to the end if the drop is at the end. So you can sit there for 44 minutes and beat off everybody that hits you in that last guy.
Well, I don't know what you guys do in your alliance, but yeah.
I was hoping nobody would pick up on that.
Yeah, whatever.
Gotta watch.
Yeah.
What?
What happened here? But yeah, it's 45 minutes each of I mean, that would probably get it done. But I'm a little there. Why is one P? I haven't had a chance to read through this, but why is one? The alliance ones don't appear to provide any alliance payouts. Am I not? Did I miss something?
It says, I assume that the alliance ones is paying that to the alliance.
Yeah, the A4 and the A1.
Yeah.
Okay, is that written up somewhere up above?
No, it's right there on the screen. A1 versus P4.
Right.
Like all the letter.
So the personal.
No, but I'm saying I don't know how those points are disseminated.
The way I'm reading it is it says leaderboard improvements. Now only the owner of a shipwreck will gain points toward their personal leaderboard. So
that's something different.
That's different. They're trying to separate out the alliance leaderboards from the personal leaderboard as far as the prizes. But as far as I'm just looking at what you're looking at, and I'm like, we see P4, which is 45 minutes of, who knows what's going to happen. But
one person will get 8,000 points. On A4, the entire alliance is going to get 7,000 points.
Where's that written?
It's an alliance target.
No, but where is that written?
What I'm
Last time it was written explicitly. This time I think you actually everybody gets that many points.
I'm
Okay,
thinking
A1 and P1 targets. Okay, go back. What to expect for July shipwrecks? It's near the top. Did you already go do this?
Just sort of real fast. What to expect?
Yeah. 15 minutes, a great way to get started. A4 and P4 for the shipwreck event, we're offering 2 brand new 45-minute high interval mega wrecks. These targets spawn randomly but offer huge interval point payouts. Where is it talking about how the points are disseminated?
You mean
It isn't.
Because they said they were making huge changes in the way this works, and I'm just not reading how those points. We assume because there's an A in front of it. The A in front of it also means you got that red ring and whatnot. So it may not be
the red ring?
but it's not showing. It's not. Oh my god, that's a shitload of prizes. But it's not showing. I'm just looking through this. It's not saying how those points are distributed.
Yeah, Jeff and I both are going by how it worked the first time they did shipwrecks.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that it's going to work the same way.
Shipwreck is running a little differently this time. There are greater challenges and greater rewards, but we don't.
Right.
I'm just not seeing where the alliance points are.
what it looks like.
Go ahead.
What it looks like to me is the A targets, the alliance ones, will only count on the alliance leaderboards, not the personal leaderboard.
Again, it's not a leaderboard issue. Happy wants to know who's going to get those points in the alliance ones, I guess. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to know. Yeah,
Okay.
how those points. And
Every
I don't
member in
see-
the
I don't
alliance.
see- I don't see anywhere in this briefing how these points are getting distributed, because it has an A in front of it and it has a P in front of it, and nowhere does it actually. Unless I'm missing in this alliance, does it say alliance or personal? Or just says A and P?
Right, because A and P, and only based on the past experience of shipwrecks do we know
Yeah.
that A is alliance and P is personal.
Yeah,
You're
and
right. They
and
did
I'm-
not include any information. So if you're reading this for the first time and you didn't know what an A and a P meant, you have no idea what it was.
Yeah, and also says, they're making changes. So things are running differently. I don't know if that means the 45 minutes or how this pays out.
I think it's the 45 minutes. The mega.
But there were so many complaints about it before that I don't know what the change is, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't know what an alliance target pays out to each player.
Did
Period. It doesn't say that.
Yeah, it doesn't. But didn't when
I'm
we got it
thinking-
the first time, weren't the alliance points a lot higher than the personal?
Yeah. Which is
Well, once you worked it out, because if you take those 7,000 points and now you multiply it by 100 people in the alliance, so now that that now becomes 700,000 points versus 8,000.
Yeah.
So it's still a huge difference.
What I'm thinking is only the person holding the alliance one will get the 5,000, 8,000, or whatever it is.
So why bother having an alliance one?
Well, they don't call it alliance anyways. They call it P and A, and it's not as much. I prefer T and A, but P and A.
I knew that was dumb.
Yeah.
well, actually, that makes a bit of sense if the leaderboard is the only thing important to getting the prizes. Maybe he's right that only person taking it gets it, and the alliance just dictates which leaderboard it goes to.
If it's
It might be that simple. I'd hate to believe Kixeye did something simple, but it may be as simple as that the alliance points go to the alliance leaderboard and the personal points go to the personal leaderboard and to your own account.
That makes sense.
which
But
is
it's just because they didn't say anything. I mean, they got an extra 26 hours to go through this, and you know, I
You're right.
if that was explicit, but am I also missing the? What's the point of having? Again, I'm just looking at this for the first time. Do I see I don't see alliance or personal leaderboard prizes. So does it matter?
Yeah,
Well, it says leaderboard improvements, but do you see a leaderboard here?
I don't
I
see board prizes at all.
Yeah. Oh my God, they need another couple of days here with this because this is
And they have a lock store and an unlock store.
yeah. They needed they probably needed to put this off to next week as far as the briefing. I just don't. I mean,
This is bigger than a raid. It's bigger than a raid.
who writes this stuff? It says unlock store everywhere. There is no locked
Unlocked.
prizes. It says unlock store everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you even bother putting the word unlocked in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are no leaderboard prizes. I mean, there's nothing in here that says leaderboard.
Yeah, I don't see any leaderboard prizes. So yeah, I'm more confused than I was walking in. To
And
be honest.
actually,
I mean, I could have made up some stuff, and people probably would have believed it a little bit more than that.
Hey,
I think, Ben, now that I've had time to reflect on it, I think you might be right. That those points might go to the leaderboard only.
But there is no leaderboard. That's the problem.
I know. Well, there might not be a leaderboard, but they're
It might
distributed across the alliance.
You know what? They're lower points. So somebody asked, why would you hit it? It's the alliance one's lower number of points is 4,000 versus 5,000 at the interval.
Right.
Right.
Whether you're
So why if there is no advantage, why would you hit an alliance target?
for the kits,
For the kits. They're kits from both.
For the kids? Whose kids?
They're in both.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but there's no leaderboard prizes.
Oh.
And so therefore, and again, I don't like still calling them personal and alliance because there's no reference to personal alliance in here. It's P and A.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I'm confused by what's going on.
I'm a little afraid that they're going to give 4,000 points to every member of the alliance, which means it's going to be another golden gift period for big alliances.
Right. Because the more people in the alliance. Yeah, if you have 100 alliance, 100 member alliance and a 10 member alliance, there's no way the 10 member alliance can try.
no.
So if you can't get the leaderboard prizes and there's no prizes that are going to help your team, your alliance, might as well go for the personals.
Right. Which means nobody would hit the alliance ones. So
Well, the big alliances will be. You know that. They'll still do it.
yeah, maybe, but there's no advantage to doing it. There's got to be, if I'm reading this right, the advantage has to be either a leaderboard that they didn't mention, or that the points go to everybody in your alliance, which would be a huge advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the two. They actually forgot the leaderboard prize, or that actually goes to every member of your
Well,
alliance.
see, let's blame Chuck because he's the one that said rush it. Just kidding, Chuck.
Where's the experience base?
Yeah, and we're assuming it still has a drop every 5 minutes.
No, not on the A4 and P4.
No, a drop every intermediate route.
Drip. A drip.
Or yeah, the intermediate drops before the final ones. Because I thought I read somewhere where it was, yeah, but they offer huge interval point payouts.
They don't, though, is the funny part about that comment.
The interval payouts are listed.
Yes,
So,
but
are they 5
we
minutes?
assume they still occur every 5 minutes, right?
No,
Oh,
other possibility is it's every 15 minutes, but
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah,
If it's every 5 minutes, then you multiply that by 4,000 points. Then that's where they're getting their mega points from.
yeah,
For holding it for a whole 45 minutes, you get 45 times 4, so 180,000 points.
So
yeah,
but even if you can hold it for 5 minutes, you're doing better on the bigger targets than you are on the smaller ones.
Oh,
So-
that's true, but we're just comparing the P4 and the A4.
Right.
The only advantage the A4 has, if you can keep holding it, it's a lot of points if you can hold it the entire time.
Right.
yeah. And then look at the points. Go down and look at the points that we're required to get. It feels like a lot, unless this alliance thing is 500,000 points. These points values seem really high unless they're doing that alliance thing again.
There's something,
Yeah.
there's something else that's missing. The replica bases.
Yeah, their payout. Yeah,
No, even worse, they're only doing the Kixeye replica bases and not the whole range.
yeah.
Oh, that's fine with me. The kick
Well, it
side.
really depends what the payout is.
Yeah, the payout's not listed.
Yeah, payouts, frequency, all that kind of bullshit.
I was talking to someone last night about the payout, and they said 1,200 points for the replicas.
Who said that?
Dealey. It's what she said it should be.
Should be, but yeah.
No, it wasn't
1,200 points wouldn't be bad at all, because that's if it's still it also depends on the frequency and the difficulty associated with them. But 1,200 for that, as opposed to having to sit around for 15 minutes,
Right.
if I'm sitting around for this period of time. Yeah, but this is
18,000 points after. Yeah, unless it's every 5 minutes, that's not a lot of points.
But what bothers me about the replica bases is it said will be available sporadically.
Oh yeah, that could be scary.
yeah. That's what I mean by the frequency of the drops. So that's yeah.
Is that another first 4 hours of the event only?
Well, I don't know.
It sporadically sounds like you search around all day and they'll be popping up whenever they want to, instead of like the first few days or hours. But 5,000 points per interval. Just looking at the individual target, you're only going to get 15,000 points, and to get 500,000 just for the skin everybody wants, that's a hell of a lot of shipwrecks.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
5, 6, 7, 8, 7. That's about 70 shipwrecks.
Not even that. The new Bloodwing is 160 for one. So are you going to pick a new ship that might help you if you are interested in these interceptors, or are you going to go with a skin that costs 3 times more just for looks? Like, come on.
Yeah, I never thought of that. That's
Well,
400. That's 480,000 points for the new Interceptor.
That
For a
only
fleet
fleet
of
from one side.
And so that's 70 shipwrecks just to get that as well. That's a ridiculous number of shipwrecks.
and then if you're like me, you probably want that Thunderclap.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's a personal issue.
Yeah. I mean, she does live in Daytona Beach, so you've heard about the bike week thing. Not hard to get.
Yeah, you can hear the rumble of Daytona.
Bloodwing doesn't sound much better, actually, from that perspective.
Bloodwing. What's
Bloodwing.
different?
But that's an awful lot of targets. 70 targets. Shipwrecks take a long time to take. They're really
15
hard to.
minutes. Okay, what's 70 times 15 minutes? How much time is that?
About 6 hours.
You know what? I can finally get my walls to 10. It's only 115,000 points per wall.
Is that all?
Our walls are in there.
Yeah,
Walls are down there?
upgrade. Yeah,
For how many walls? For
Come on.
115,000 points for one wall, level 10.
No, that can't be right.
Oh my god.
That can't be right. That's got to be a. It must be a.
150,000 for one.
Outpost 10 is 125,000.
I have a feeling, but I have a feeling it's all your walls, whatever walls are left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've seen people that have 0 walls left to upgrade and still charging them for it. Yeah, it's it's ridiculous.
But
Get your portals up
OP10,
too.
So
That's an awful lot of targets. I don't have that. I don't really feel like hitting 70 shipwrecks.
Portal 2 is a waste because actually level 2 you can use base parts, so do not do that.
okay. So I don't know what to say here. We were waiting for this to drop, and it's
It's got more questions.
it's got it's got questions I didn't even plan to ask. It's
It's kind of funny.
yeah, it's the what? This is like the 3rd briefing in a row that's come out that it's been
A mess.
a complete and total mess.
And we weren't even going to talk bad about Kixai.
Yeah.
And we didn't have, I mean, we didn't.
And they had to drop this.
They had to do this.
Yeah, they had to drop this
we
message.
were trying to be good.
I mean, if they had dropped it before the show, like yesterday, I go through this stuff, and even when Chris was writing, I get these things changed and make like this doesn't make any sense, and then they make changes to them.
Right.
But now they're dropping it during the show, which is not a good move for them. It's like because everyone I provide some sort of fix associated with it, and this one is not just one fix. It's like it's start over type of fix as far as it's completely unintelligible as far as what the point of this is. What are the points payouts? Where's the leaderboard? What the whole thing is just messed up at this point. I don't even know what to say. I mean, all I can say is, I'm going to put the link out there on the right-hand side in case anybody would like to join the after show, because I don't even see a point in really talking about this at this point, because it's just going to be criticizing what's going on here, because it doesn't paint any sort of picture for anybody. And we'll talk about it on Friday. But yeah, I'm quite frustrated with what we've just enjoyed.
I have one quick comment.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the forum for the July Shipwrecks discussion, it's been up for 20 minutes. People must be speechless because there's not a single post.
Well, they're trying to figure out what's going on because they don't want to be the first one. Like this doesn't make any sense. I mean, unless I'm missing huge parts of this that's supposed to come over in telepathy or something else that's not reaching me. As far as the written word, I'm missing what's going on here. So
I got something to say. Kits or whoever's in charge of the skin prices in this shipwreck event, you need to get real. It should be like 50,000, not 500,000. And 25,000, not 250,000. It's a skin. It has no benefit at all, and it's way more than the actual prizes that we need. Come on, for real? All right, I'm done.
Well, we don't really know how these are getting paid out, but everything appears based on what we've seen and our understanding of the prize payouts. They all appear to be really high.
Yeah, they started
if you think about the actual cost of, let's say, Lady Cat's favorite skin, the breacher with the heart that was pink. If this is not as high as that, so that they create skins that have a high demand, and this is one of them. Just like the strawberry shortcake breacher one, as I like to call it, that one had a high demand. They put a high price on it. But across the board, based on our understanding, all the points seem to be ridiculously high. So, but again, we don't know things about the frequency of these of these shipwrecks? Is there going to be, as opposed to 30 or 40 in a world? Are they going to be 1,000? We don't know. We don't know enough about this, and we don't even know what this alliance payout thing means. It's whatever.
Yeah, and let me post, TJ.
I did my math wrong. It's 33 shipwrecks to get the skin for the A4s. That's still a lot.
Well, and they're 45 minutes each, right?
Yeah, to get all the points, you have to sit there for 45 minutes for 33 times. So
Okay.
that's hours-wise. Even if you've managed to get one every time right at the beginning, that means you're talking 20 hours of seat time.
Yeah, and you've had a coin to fight off all these people in order to get this. The
Yeah,
whole thing appears to be,
flawed. It's flawed.
yeah.
It's for the people that pay for the game.
No, this feels more like just somebody got something wrong at the top and it's getting proliferated down. It doesn't feel like this is just for the coiners. This feels like a problem. This feels like it's not getting communicated well.
That's why I'm really afraid that I'm right about this, that the alliance one's going to pay everybody. So the 80 and 100 person alliances will have no trouble at all because you divide their payouts by, like, instead of 33 shipwrecks, they only have to, on average, the alliance has to hit
3.
4.
Yeah.
Three or 10 person alliance only has to hit 3 per person.
Yeah.
And they get enough points to get the skin. Or a small alliance or somebody hitting the personal targets is SOL, which is what happened last time. You complained about that last shipwreck. It was the points differential that made it bad.
Mhm.
And that's what I think is about to happen again.
Maybe instead of alliance, they should do sectors.
Yeah, or just
So have different.
I mean, there's so much.
I would love that because then it would be back to sector wars like we used to have.
Yeah, that would kind of be more fun and more fair.
Yeah.
Because only so many people fit in a sector.
But then you'd have to give every point for every shipwreck in that sector to every member of that sector.
Right.
That would be a pretty quick. They'd have to raise the prize points to like 10 million or something to make it difficult to get to.
Fun.
It would be a lot more fun.
The point payout doesn't have to go that far, but the idea that she came up with is actually great. Like, just do sector to sector, and then everybody would actually regroup as a sector, and it would bring back a lot of fun, and then you fight off other sectors.
Yeah. I just hope I'm wrong about the alliance points going to everybody. That's what's probably missing. There's probably a completely missing line on there is how many points go to the alliance members. I hope it's not all of them is what I'm getting at.
I guess nobody's on Discord that can get an answer quickly, are they?
It's crickets.
Because they're all listening to us.
Yeah, they're all bewildered, more likely, as Hefe said. They're like looking at it going, I'm missing something here.
Well, they're out of their mind. I mean, like, for like a single like shipwreck, what is, the payout's maybe 5,000 if you can hold it, for the drip, and you need 50,000 for like skins and almost 200 something for other things. It's like, come on, you need 1,000,000 points and you're only getting 5,000 on a pop, and that's if you want to sit there forever. Come on, really?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, 15 minutes was hard.
Yeah, 45 minutes is nuts. Who wants to sit there and wait for somebody to attack them for 45 minutes? That's
Right.
boring.
Because you can't do anything else. And you're probably getting help if you're doing the alliance target. Maybe you're getting help if you're doing a personal target. So, yeah, but who wants for an alliance target? Who wants 5 people to have to sit there and wait for 45?
And technically, it's not that bad if it pays out every 5 minutes, like Hefe was. It doesn't say whether it's actually paying out every 5 minutes or that. So say you hold on to it for 15 minutes, but you go do laundry or something and somebody kicks you off in the 20th minute, you still took 15 minutes worth. But if it's every 15 minutes, the drop, then you have to sit there for 15 minutes just to defend. I'm hoping that it actually is going to drop every 5 minutes, even for the 45-minute target.
Yeah,
Because think about that. That would spawn a lot more attacking. Because right now, have you noticed, people will attack the targets, and if somebody's there, they'll just sort of go, oh, I'm not going to bother.
yeah, I do that
And,
sometimes.
but if it's 45 minutes, nobody's going to just sit there and wait for the next target to grab. They're going to go in there and try and take it off them.
Right. Which
So I'm hoping it's a 5-minute drip on a 45-minute target.
I think that's what it's probably going to be. And that will make it interesting because it almost makes it worthwhile if you can just last through a drip.
Yeah, but you're 100% right. But the problem is that we shouldn't have to be guessing this. They made this event as an event. Where's the information?
Yeah, I wish one of them could come on the show and actually tell us so we could ask these questions.
Yeah, it would be nice to know.
Wouldn't that be nice? I don't think they'd
So-
ever agree to do that, but
I'm hoping you're right, because if it's every 5 minutes, then that means 4,000 points every 5 minutes for 45 minutes. Makes the payout, if you hold it the whole time. What's that? Every 5 minutes. Need somebody quick with math, so it's about 43,000 points for that time period. And that makes it only 10 targets for the Interceptor skin or the Bloodwing set instead of 30 points. But that's a big unknown.
right.
Yeah, but that's also like a secondary prize. Like, you need to get the whatever that new rocket is. You need that. That's the first. And then like the skins are like, down the line, like if you have points. But for those many points plus the stuff you kind of need, you're looking at like 500,000, 1 million points if you really wanted all this stuff, and that's crazy.
And how long do you think it'll take before somebody gets that? I bet they have it on day one. Somebody will have it.
Well, there's no blitz option this time, so that's impossible. Oh, unless they blitz the Kixeye target.
As far as we know, yeah, we don't know.
Were the
Yeah.
Kixeye employee targets blitzable?
I
I never get one, so
Yeah, I don't know.
if they're not blitzable, then there is no blitz option here.
Well, then the coiners won't be happy.
No.
So
But 200,000, while you're gone, Hefe, we were talking about if that drip is every 5 minutes instead of every 15 minutes for the 45-minute target, that means you only have to hit 10 targets to get the 3 Bloodwings, and that's a little more palatable.
Yeah, and
If
then
you can sit there for 45 minutes, you can hold 10 of them over the course of this 4 days to get one of the major prizes.
Yeah, and the only real prize that I think most players need to get is the Thunderclap, which is 200. And we didn't even bring up. Well, I guess I did bring earlier. How long ago did we get the Strider?
Last grade.
yeah, not very long.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, and now we got another one. Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm until they add more. Hopefully, they add more before the Friday show as far as information. TJ's telling us on the right hand side, only people that were actively participating in the events, meaning they hit a target or something.
Yeah, how do they do that?
And how come this not in the briefing? How come all this stuff is not in the briefing? I feel irresponsible continuing to talk about it with the information we've been provided. I don't feel like we have enough information to really talk about it.
We're just speculating now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all speculating, and we should have probably mentioned that in front that we don't know. We have no inside information. We don't know any more than you do.
Well, and also, more my point is the fact that, the briefing doesn't provide really that much information. So I'm going to end this show until Friday. We've been going on for a while. hour and 40 minutes. So I put the link on the right-hand side in case anybody would like to join us. And see y'all on Friday.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Later, people.
Good night. Good
See y'all.
night.
Links on the right-hand side in case you'd like to join the after show. And
Come on in.
if not, then we'll see you on Friday.
Dust down.